Hello guys, in this video I'd like to show you how the strap to direct drive and direct drive to strap drive conversion on the Darwin FTW works. If you're just interested in the direct drive to strap drive mod, you can skip to the time I will write down here, so you don't have to watch everything else. The Darwin comes from stock with strap drive or direct drive, or there's also a version with both available. The basic construction allows to attach both, so a strap drive only purchased Darwin also can fit the direct drive and the other way around. When you get a Darwin with a direct drive kit or when you order a direct drive kit afterwards, what you get is something like this. Looks more complicated than it is. Besides that, there's also an additional screw. To do the conversion, there are just a few steps to do, and pretty self-explaining, but I will guide you through it. First things first, just remove the former height adjustment screw of the strap drive. So in the first step, remove this screw. Oh, what I forgot to mention, all you need besides a drum key is nothing. Everything can be done by a drum key or with a drum key. So there is a little nut inside the former height adjustment. I like to take this tension rod and the nut and put it together and put it in the bag or box of the direct drive kit. In the next step, you need to remove the screw that locks the round to eccentric adjustment or the leverage adjustment on the direct drive and strap drive. It sits below underneath the cam. Once that screw is removed, you can remove this entire section over here, so this whole split cam thing. Now the strap is attached over here, and that's the reason why there is an additional tension rod for this upper section included with the direct drive kit. So you need to remove this screw that is attached to the strap completely. The only things you need to carry around when you like to move back and forward is this screw and nut combination and the strap itself. This screw stays permanently attached, there's no way to lose it. Then in the next step we can already attach the cam again, this split cam. I like to just turn the new screw a few turns into the block. Then I can just let it sit inside here. When you look closely, there is a section, some sort of cutout, where this section of the tension rod can settle in and lines up everything. So make sure that this one is all settled. Then you can take the short M5x10 tension rod again and attach it to the cam plug. Depending on the setup you would like to go, I like to start with all the way in. So just pull the cam backwards and lock it again. In the next step, just remove this tension rod, put it aside. Then this whole thing is all pre-assembled. So you just need to take your drum key and attach it to the hole that is closest to the edge of the split cam. There is an additional hole with this new setup over here that works as an additional setup option once this split cam is shifted a little bit outwards. You can mess around with different height and angle combinations on the cam. That's also a topic for the upcoming setup guide. Once this screw is attached, you're almost good to go. In the last step, just take this M5x20 tension rod, put the adapter plug and the footboard part or the connection part together and attach everything with the tension rod from below. This is your new main leverage adjustment on the direct drive. So you have a pretty wide range of adjusting the leverage back and forward. The only thing you need to know here is the more you go back, the more lightweight the feeling of the pedal becomes. The more you go out, the heavier the feeling becomes. It works the opposite way on this additional adjustment over here. So you can also loosen this screw, and by moving this upper section out, that also means the pedal becomes more lightweight, but in another way than compared to the bottom part. So it is an adjustment worth experimenting with. Yeah, with that being said, when you have made an adjustment, always make sure to lock the bottom screw underneath the cam here in order to prevent any damage. Yeah, so I just move this one to my preferred setting and let it sit there. There is also a way to adjust the footboard height independently from the rest of the system on the direct drive kit. That is done by this little screw over here. By loosening this one, you can just lower or lift the whole footboard independently from the rest of the system. So, just make it tight again. So that's it with the direct drive kit, or with the whole conversion from strap to direct drive. Now let's go backwards again. So if you just skip the video to here, hi there. So when you order a direct drive only Darwin, this is how it looks like. If you order a strap drive kit afterwards, it looks a little something like this. So there's one screw pre-attached to the strap, and there is another screw with a nut included in the kit. In the first step, obviously, you need to get rid of the whole direct drive kit. In the first step, start with loosening the bottom screw that keeps the leverage adjustment, your main leverage adjustment, in line. I always like to just put this screw back into the adapter block so it won't get lost. In the next step, you can just remove the whole direct drive kit. And basically that's almost it. There's one more thing, we also need to get rid of this screw because we need to make space for the screw that is already attached to the strap. To do that, you need to remove the screw that holds the whole cam adjustment, the cam leverage adjustment in place completely this time. Then you can remove this split cam section over here. So put this screw aside. I always like to take a little back and put it with the direct drive kit in order to switch back and forward easier, or to convert from strap to direct drive and direct drive to strap drive. Yeah, in the next step, I like to take the screw that is already pre-attached to the strap drive and just mount it, or just screw it in a few turns into the split cam. Now that's the only little tricky part. As mentioned with the conversion from strap to direct drive, there is a cutout over here, and you can see that the strap, or this adapter block of the strap, can slide back and forward on this screw. To attach it to the cam, all you need to do is move this adapter block all the way back to the head of the screw and attach it to the main cam. Just let it slide it in. You can see this is the head of the screw, that's the adapter block of the strap, and that's the main support unit of the screw. And there's the cutout, and we need to go behind the cutout with the strap. So just let it slide it in, and that's basically it. Once that is done, you can take your M5x10 tension rod and attach it again. And that's it with the almost very last step. By loosening this screw again, you can just rotate this one clockwise or counterclockwise to push or pull the split cam outwards. What it exactly does will be shown in the setup guide shortly. So the only thing I want to mention is, once you made an adjustment, before playing the pedal, make sure that you lock the cam with this screw underneath again in order to prevent any damage. So in the very last step, we need to get this nut inside this footboard part over here. I like to do it by just letting it attach to the screw, placing it inside this cutout and remove the screw. That's the easiest way to just let it settle in, otherwise it's always falling down and falling through. And in the last step, you just need to connect the strap from below with the nut again. And that's it. Also, there are some little grooves where this adapter block can slide back and forward in order to keep everything in line. Just make sure when you're first tightening this screw that it is in line. after that it will stay where it is. That's your height adjustment on the strap drive kit. By moving this one back and forward, you can easily lift or lower the footboard independently from the rest of the system. Yeah, with that being said, I hope I haven't forgot anything. If anything's unclear or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. The best way is to write me an email. You will find all information in the description below. Until then, thanks for watching and have a nice day.